Was that in my teeth the whole time? Oh my God. Hey guys. So today, look, this is going to be a girl chat. This is going to be, I feel like I want to get this off my chest. This is going to be a little girl chat because I feel like sometimes people need to hear like a different perspective on things, and I feel like I have a very different perspective on a lot of things. Your friends aren't telling you, your mom's not telling you, somebody in your life is not telling you this, and I wanted to get it out of my system and off my chest because I think a lot of people need to hear this, unfortunately. So let's get into it. Go ahead and get your makeup. If you're gonna do your makeup, go ahead and get what you need to do because we're gonna get right on in. All right, so I guess a lot of people would say a lot that I'm pretty cold or I'm ruthless and things like that. And as of recently, like, I've been seeing a lot of things. I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter because I feel like Twitter is the most entertaining app to me besides TikTok right now. And I tweeted this already, but it kind of like sparked a conversation with me that I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if it's like they just don't get it or what, but I keep seeing a bunch of tweets of like, oh, like my ex, and I'm glad this didn't work out, and I'm gonna go text my ex and all this other stuff. Now, this is toxic culture, I guess, is like glamorized these days. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I feel like, especially me, because toxic culture was like cute and fun when I was like 19. I'm thinking like, I feel like we should have outgrown toxic culture. Like, I feel like we're grown now. Like, a lot of us are, I'm about to turn 23. The people around me are usually older. So people are like 24, 25, like, and you're still on this whole toxic thing. That's your own life, your own prerogative. But besides like toxic culture, I don't understand people's obsession with their ex. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And this is why I feel like sometimes people think I'm cold or they think that I'm heartless or whatever, which I've been told. Tori, the girl, like my ex-best friend or whatever, she told me that I was heartless. Like, I get that. And some people might think that that's an insult. Some people might think that's a bad thing. To be honest, I think it's whatever. I don't really feel any type of way. If you want to call me heartless, if you want to call me insensitive, call it what you will. But I just don't understand why people feel so, I don't want to say responsible, but just like tied to their ex. Like, what is this big thing about? And like, okay, this is gonna be kind of controversial, but whatever. I feel like nowadays people use this whole spiritual thing of soul ties and twin flames and all this other stuff. I'm not into that stuff. I'm not knocking you if you do, but at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people are using those terms to kind of excuse the fact that they're not over their ex. They don't know how to get over the situation, and they're using that as the reason why they're still caught up on something old. And that's what I just don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. If somebody is not in your life anymore, whether it be your ex, whether it be a friend, whether whatever, why do you still care about them? And I know that's gonna sound harsh, but I'm telling you, like, I feel like this is just an unspoken truth. Why do you care about somebody that is no longer in your life? Whether you guys fell out on good terms or bad terms or whatever, why do you still care? That is a concept that I can just not grasp. And I know I'm gonna sound really like mean when I say that, but it's just like, if I broke up with somebody and we are exes, Why is it always, well, you know, I just still care about them as a person because, you know, at the end of the day, they're still a good person. If they were that great of a person, y'all would still be together. If they were that great of a person, y'all would still be, you know, like, that's what I don't understand. And maybe I just don't have that sense of understanding that some people have. Because I feel like ultimately you're just making excuses for the person. Because I've seen people, like, I hope my homegirl does not get upset that I use her as an example. I've told this to her, but neither here nor there, right? She has a very, very terrible relationship with her baby daddy. Terrible. She's always talking about it. She's always venting about it. And as, like, cold as I can be, I understand that when you're not over somebody, you do a lot of things because you're not over them. So, you know, I'm all about, like, if you want to vent about it, I am that friend that if you want to complain about your boyfriend today and get back with him tomorrow, that is your thing. That is your business. I'm not going to give you unsolicited advice. Now, if you ask me, I'm going to give you my advice. But she has a really, really bad relationship with her baby daddy. And of course, I don't have kids, so I don't really know how that works. However, I feel like a lot of people excuse their underlying feelings for the person and they use the baby as like a connection. Like, you can't cut this person off because, well, that's the father of my child. Which I understand that. However, you don't need to talk to them as if they're your friend. They're not your friend. They don't owe you anything. And I feel like sometimes people, and the only reason I'm using like the baby daddy thing as an example is because I feel like sometimes people use excuses as to like, well, you know, at the end of the day, they're a good dad. Okay, that's the only responsibility they have for you. They don't have to care whether you're having a good day. They don't have to care whether you're having a bad day. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, their only connection to you is a child, not because they actually want to be with you. So why you care so much about what the person thinks, what the person does, whether or not like they have a girlfriend, whether or not they do this, whether or not they do that, like you're overstepping your boundary because you care too much about somebody who doesn't care about you back. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's coming off really like a type of way, but I just feel like sometimes, especially with this whole ex thing, I don't know if I use like a bad example with the baby daddy thing, but with like exes, right? Sure. You know, you see it all the time. Like, at the end of the day, they're a good person. Like, I just know that that's not really how they are. And I just know, like, I know a certain side to them. No, you don't. Like, you may have seen a certain side to them, but they are blatantly showing you the side that they want you to understand. If someone is blatantly disrespecting you to your face, embarrassing you, cheating on you, humiliating you, that is the side of them that they want you to understand. And you are choosing not to. Do you get what I'm saying? And I cannot wrap my head around like girls that continuously put themselves in positions like, and I'm not saying like guys suck. I'm not saying that they don't. They do. They are trash, okay? But at the same time, stop giving them so much control over your mind, over your thing. Like, okay, people be texting about their exes all the time, and I just don't get that. Like, there is not a day that goes by that I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna get so drunk today. And if I text Armando, then I text Armando. I don't give a shit about Armando. I don't have that boy's number. I don't care. I have him blocked on everything because he is no longer a part of my life. I don't care about him. And this whole thing about this false positivity is what really gets to me, where it's just like, you know, yeah, we may not have worked out, but I wish him well. No, I do not. Get hit by a bus tomorrow and I will sleep the same exact way as I slept any other night. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's like, oh my God, you're so heartless. You're so cruel, whatever. And it's like, Why in the world should I care about whatever happens to somebody who did terrible things to me? Oh, because, you know, it's healing for me. I have forgiven myself for allowing all the things that I allowed in that relationship. I forgave myself. I don't need to forgive Armando. Why? Because Armando is no longer in my life. I have settled the score. I have dealt with the things that I've dealt with in that relationship. I don't need to forgive that man. Like, and people, like, it's this huge thing of like, oh, well, you know, you have to forgive them for yourself. You don't have to forgive anything. You just move on. You heal within yourself. You deal with things within yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with the other person. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so many people give other people so much credit. Like, I wish I would. Like, I'm sorry. Now I feel like I'm coming off very aggressive. So let me reel it back in. Sometimes I feel as if girls in particular like to disguise their underlying feelings for a person with fake positivity. That's the best way that I can explain that. That's how I should have said it to begin with. You healing as a person and you finding yourself and all that does not have to involve the person you are trying to heal from. That's why when people ask me all the time, like, oh, like, I'm telling you, this is why I don't like to give advice, because I'm not going to tell you, I'm not that friend that you go to for advice, like, oh, girl, should I do it? I shouldn't do it, huh? I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear. That's why I be staying quiet, because I know it's not what you want to hear. And I know that at the end of the day, when you're ready to hear the truth, then we can have a conversation. Until then, I'm just like, Like, when people discuss this whole thing about when you break up with your ex, should you guys still be friends? Why would I still be friends with somebody that I just went through? When you are in a relationship with somebody, you are sharing so much intimacy, physically, emotionally. Like, in a relationship, you give a lot of yourself to that person that you are with. Why in the world am I going to still talk to you after we broke up? We broke up for a reason. There's a reason why it didn't work. And whether or not you're a good person, I'm a good person, I'm a bad person, you're a bad person, whatever the situation is and whatever you want to call it, at the end of the day, there's a reason why it ended and there's a reason why it didn't work out. Why are you going to continue to open up a wound? Like, that's like putting a Band-Aid on something and you just consistently just keep opening it. No, you need to shut that on there and leave it alone. So that way it heals. And once you're healed, you can revisit these conversations if you want to, because I still don't believe in revisiting conversations. I told you, I don't believe in closure. Once again, it is something that is disguised as something positive when in reality it's toxic. A person doesn't owe you an explanation to anything. And it's just like when girls, like, I find it so sad when girls are like, I just wanted to know, like, what I didn't do, like, why I wasn't good enough, or like, what does she have that I don't have? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if she has none of the qualities that you had or she has every single quality that he wanted. It's not you. So why do you care? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I feel like I'm being really mean. Because I get it. I understand. Like, I'm still a person. I'm still a human. I understand that it sucks. It sucks when you put so much into something, be it a friendship or be it like a relationship, and the other person pretty much like dogs you. Like, it's just like, oh, okay. And can I lie and say that 100% of my relationship with Armando was bad? No, 98% of it was. But that 2%, like, yeah, I can sit here, like, there was a point in time I thought I was gonna marry that boy. Like, ew. Obviously, it wasn't all bad, But when you take yourself out of the situation and you really reevaluate it, it's like the signs were there. I just did not want to take them. Like, Armando, obviously, with all the story times that I have, he was blatantly telling me, I don't like you. I don't respect you. I don't value you. And yes, a lot of that comes with like narcissism, just issues and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, he did not like me. And I can tell you, I was an amazing girlfriend. I was so supportive. I was so this, I was so that, I was so understanding. But at the same time, you have to realize that you could be all that, this, that, and the third. But if the person does not like you, they're not going to change. Like, nothing you're going to do is ever going to be good enough. So you need to pack your bags and you need to move on. It's the same thing with friendships. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how good of a friend I was and how this and how that. I know the kind of friend I was. I know the type of person I was. It just, we fell out, and it is what it is. You did your thing, I did my thing, and we are no longer friends. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm still going to wish them a happy birthday because, we did have a long friendship. Wishing happy birthday for what? I'm not friends with you anymore. And that's the thing. If people would just cut ties with people, leave people where you left them. I don't care if y'all have like 10 billion years of like relationship. At the end of the day, y'all ain't friends no more. That relationship is dead. So bury it. I don't know. I feel like somebody needs to hear. I feel like I'm preaching. Somebody needed to hear that, because I just see so many things of like I said, my homegirl, I honestly wish I could just like shake her and be like, girl, whether he's the father of your child or not, he doesn't respect you. He does not like you. He's lying to you consistently. He's embarrassing you every single day. Every day you coming on here talking about how bad he treats you and all this other stuff, and you're just gonna excuse all that because he's a good dad. Girl, bye. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I am not knocking anybody that, situations happen. You have a baby, hello. Everybody's out here having sex and stuff. Like, obviously babies come out. But it's just like, I don't understand how girls do it. You don't respect me, like, as the mother of your child. Bye. Like, I'm not about to sit here and do this. I'm not about to sit here and have somebody consistently degrade me. And especially like something as big as having a child. Like, the fact that somebody could treat you so bad. Like, you gave somebody your child. Like, you sacrificed your body and gave them a child, and they dog you out so bad. And they do things to you like so crazy. I don't think anybody should go through that. And I don't think anybody should stay in something like that for a child. Please. I sacrificed this. I sacrificed myself. This is my child. You want to sit here and act crazy and do this and all this other stuff? Bye. Peace out. I'll explain it to my kid later. Like, no. Some of y'all give these kids a little bit too much credit. Like, at the end of the day, your kid is going to grow up and they're going to see it. They're going to see what it is that happened, and they're going to see how terrible of a person their father was. Like, hello. Sorry, I had to finish the rest off camera because I got a phone call from this lady, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm just going to put my lip gloss on and we're going to talk a little bit more, right? So, as I was saying, I wish some people would understand that, like, yes, be a good person. The hell is that? Was that in my teeth the whole time? Oh my God. I literally had a piece of blackberry on my tooth this whole entire time. That is embarrassing. Oh well. Anyway, as I was saying, I feel like people need to understand that, yes, it is great to be a good person. You should be a good person. You should strive to be a good person. However, you need to be selfish. This is your life. You get one, okay? And I'm sorry, I refuse. I already spent 3 years wasted on a dodo bird, okay? Already wasted 3 years on that. Do you think I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing the same thing with somebody else? No. And sometimes I feel like we excuse trying to be a good person and trying to, I don't know, be a good person. That's the only best way I can explain it. It's like sometimes we excuse trying to be a good person and trying to be forgiving and seeing the better in people and all this other stuff. And we just don't want to accept things for what they are. At the end of the day, you got to take people for what they give you. And something that I have learned, if someone is comfortable enough to make you feel a type of way or disrespect you or do this or do that, you should be comfortable enough to defend yourself. And if defending yourself means cutting them out of your life and never speaking to them again, no explanation, no this, no that, like, do that. I feel like we need to be a lot more selfish, like, and I think that's why I come across so mean and so ruthless or whatever, because it's just like, yeah, not everybody's gonna say that. Everybody's not gonna be like, oh yeah, be selfish, oh yeah, do this, oh, you know, people don't say stuff like that because it's not right to say. But at the end of the day, yeah, you need to put yourself first. Stop thinking about, oh, you know, but at the end of the day, they're a good person, or oh, they're this, they're that, and the third. No, they're not. Because if they were, why do you feel so bad about yourself while this person is in your life? You need to cut them out. You don't need to explain anything to nobody. It is what it is. Like, I'm telling you, put yourself first. Put yourself first, and you will see how better life is. Does it get lonely sometimes? Yeah. But I would rather be by myself than in a group of people that are just terrible. That I'm constantly thinking about, like, oh, whatever, oh, this. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, because obviously I'm not. I'm sure I was toxic to some. I'm sure I was, you know, a liability to others. But at the same time, it's like I have grown and I have healed and I have learned myself as a person. So I know, like, I'm not gonna put myself in situations to even, that's why I ain't got no friends, because I'm not gonna put myself in a position to, you know, suffer through all this craziness. And I think a lot of people need to understand that. Be selfish. It's not a bad thing to be selfish. People are selfish with so many things. Like, I think being late to things is selfish. You're okay with being late, but then when it's time for you to actually be selfish for something, then you want to talk about, oh, but they're a good person. Oh, but they're a good this. And, you know, at the end of the day, and people need to stop talking about the end of the day, because but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because that was heavy on my brain, and I hope none of you guys took offense to it. I hope none of you guys took it harshly or anything. I hope you guys took something out of it, because I do feel like some people really need to hear that. So yeah, let me guys know your thoughts, your perspectives, how you guys feel, what you guys think. Let me know. Once again, sorry I had that thing in my tooth. That is really, really embarrassing, but what can you do? It is what it is. So anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Choose yourself. Be selfish. Don't stop thinking about other people. Really stop thinking about other people. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.